When I think of Cain and Jeffrey Dahmer and people like Arias and the Virginia tech shooters and the Texas shooter, and I also think about God's commandment, which is to take care of the orphan and to take care of the widow. And you see that the atheist Texas shooter, he kind of sought attention, didn't have friends. Being an orphan is a lot like being poor. Even if as an orphan you were given a lot of money and given your own place so that you don't have to financially worry about anything, you don't have a family. And as a wife, as a widow, you don't have a social partner or someone to help you raise your child. So especially back in those times, you're out in the desert in Israel and you're an orphan, you know, and you have no parent. You're left out and no one cares about you because they have their own problems to worry about. So then you're an outcast and people look at you and say, this guy is a bastard, he has no father, he has no mother. He's like an animal. So then if you estrange people that way, instead of including them, instead of involving them in society, they become like a Cain who holds resent. They become like a Dahmer who have like no attachment to society. They become detached. They become machine-like, like robots. They become like a stranded alligator that wakes up conscious, being birthed into a swamp, and there's no one there except for himself or herself in a swamp. And if you're a widow, you know, everyone has a family, everyone has a husband and wife, and you're just a widow with no husband. And so they look at the family of a widow or an orphan, and it's like you're missing out on family enrichment. You don't have a father to enrich the orphan's life. You don't have a husband to enrich your life experience. It's basically like poverty. And to be ugly and to be not so blessed with physical appearance or genetics is a kind of poverty too, which is kind of orphanage, which is a kind of widow. Not having a significant other is a poverty. Not having a social neighborhood is a poverty.